Hey everyone, welcome back to Rode and Reel. I'm JP, and this video is probably going to be one of the easiest videos I've ever made, and that's because it's all my opinion, and that's all that matters, right? I'm going to be telling you the best flies that you need to carry. My top 10, we'll see if we make it all the way to 10, but these are the flies that I recommend carrying no matter where you are in the entire world. Yeah, you heard it, right? It doesn't matter if you're in Alaska, Patagonia, Ireland, wherever you're at, right? These are the only flies that you're ever gonna need. And if I'm wrong, put it in the comments. So I'm gonna be doing this video on this Flybrary card. Look at that. Need one, take one, have one, leave one, right? You can look for these all over the place. And if you wanna know where I'm gonna be putting mine, check me out on Instagram and I'll show you. If you're like me, you've got multiple fly boxes and who knows what's in them, right? It might be a bunch of your own crappy flies that maybe you tied yourself. It could be flies that maybe you pick up from somewhere else. Who knows what it's going to be, right? But out of all these flies, I'm going to give you the ones that I recommend. Sorry if that was a little loud. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that articulation. Look, like imagine that going through the water. It's beautiful. It's not a part of my list. Now, these aren't in any particular order. I'm going to look through my fly box, and as I see a fly that I would fish, I'm going to tell you about it, and that's it. The first fly that I see is a hopper. Now, you can fish all kinds of different hoppers. You can have jointed leg hoppers. You can have straight leg hoppers. You can get hoppers you find you know, stuck in a tree. I got a few of these stuck in trees, right? So you might find those out there. Before this Flybrary here, my Flybrary was just tree branches. So we've really come a long way. But these hoppers here, right, they got a little bit of a foam floating onto them. My main thing is a lot of times I will throw a hopper and use it as a dry dropper rig. And so the beautiful thing about a hopper is it might not spook the fish in certain locations, like your indicator might. So you throw a hopper down and dry dropper off the back of this, and who knows, you might even get a strike on this hopper, and it's got a hook in it. Your indicator doesn't have a hook, so this is kind of a double whammy here, right? So I really like the jointed legs with these stripes. That tends to work the best. You can see I'm a fan of yellows. You get these, right, Chernobyls and things like that. These are just a little bit bigger, a little bit beefier. Pretty much the same thing, but I fish these type here way more than I fish anything else. So let's go ahead and let's use this Flybrary, and let's keep track of what I'm showing you. So number one, right, a hopper. Speaking of a dry dropper rig, whenever I'm looking at something like this, usually what I'm floating behind it is something like this, right? I like to float something pretty, sorry, what's that say? Fish tank filters. Don't let me forget, I need fish tank filters. I gotta take those to work. But anyway, this is a Protagon here. This works really well on the Kern River. You see that? I mean, it is just beautiful. It's sleek, it's a little bit shiny, and it's just, it's not over intimidating. You get a lot of strikes on something like this. So a lot of times I'll fish a Protagon or a Frenchie, very similar. One's just a little furrier. I guess the Frenchies are furrier, right? But I will fish that right underneath this. And this hopper is great for that because look at the bead on this. That's like a 4mm bead or something, right? It's pretty heavy. And the last thing you want it doing is dragging your dry fly underneath, and it kind of defeats the purpose. But these are all nice and foamy, so they float even when they're wet. All right, next one that I see. And these come in all shapes and sizes. You're probably gonna hate it. This one here is called a Kern Candy. They're tied at our very own Kern River Fly Shop. It's just like some tinsel from a bicycle handlebar, I think, and he just chops it up and ties it in there. Makes it kind of look like a pink scud or an egg. It's got this little hot spot on there, which is phenomenal, especially whenever the water gets a little bit cloudy. This works great in the spring. Now, they come in different types, right? Like you could, see if I have any, right? You could fish little egg patterns like that, but come on, if you were a fish, what are you gonna bite? You gonna bite this, oh, this little boring little egg here, right? Or you're gonna bite something like this, and it's weighted. It's got a nice little bead here, so it's gonna stay in the right spot of the water column that you want it in. And like I said, it's pretty. fish love pretty things, right? This guy here is ugly, although I've caught a lot of fish on it, but I don't know. I'm sticking with this one here. In winter time, these are especially my favorite, and they're even my favorite in the springtime on like a tenkara. Sorry, bad word here. But I love my tenkara. But look how tiny that is. This is like a size 28 or a 30. This is just a zebra midge, but it's a beadhead zebra midge in that size. And so this is great. If I'm fishing like a blue wing olive dry dropper rig or a parachute Adams or something like that, usually a parachute because they hold up pretty well as a dry dropper, I will throw this underneath it. And a lot of times you get those double hookups there, and it's just really exciting. I either fish these in black or I like to fish these in red. These are my favorite right here. I mean, this is great when you're sight fishing too, and you just want to be dapping on the water and stuff, and you can see them down in there with your tenkara or Euro nymph setup, whatever you're doing, and you just want to jiggle this in front of their face. They will usually strike that every single time. This is not 5. This is actually 4. These two are the same, so I'm going to keep that the same there. All right, now this is where it's going to get a little muddled on my opinion, because you heard me say blue wing Oliver parachute Adams. Pretty much what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about this whole top row. Although you've got a few different color combinations and things like that. Usually, like my searching pattern is something like this here. This is what I throw to find fish. You don't know where you're at. You just want to throw something. This is what I throw to find fish, right? Now, if there's a hatch on the water, I might actually throw a genuine, blue wing Oliver, things like that. But for the most part, when I walk up to a place, I go somewhere that I haven't been in a while, this is what I toss on the water, and this gets hit. Probably 50% of the time. So 50% when you're fishing, that's pretty good. So this is my next recommendation here. This is number 5, and this is what I usually put with these zebra midges. So I will throw this and then put a zebra midge underneath it and use that as my searching pattern. And I'm not going to put a blue wing olive out here. I'm just not going to do it. This is my searching pattern. This is what I found to work the most. So you don't like it, find me on the water, right? Prove me wrong. This next one, I fish this a lot. So these are just stoneflies, right? This is a really pretty like rubber leg stonefly here. This is phenomenal on the Kern River. Those nice deep pools. You just saw me in one of my past videos. This is what I was fishing. This is what I caught that Kern River rainbow on. They go nuts after these. And you can see in my box, I've got tons of different, let's see if this will focus. There, got it focused, right? So these are tons of different little stonefly looking things. Like I got these little guys, I got little eyes on the side of the head and stuff like that. These catch more fish probably than all my other flies. So stonefly, recommending that. This is really good in the springtime. This is really good in the fall. It's really good in the summer. A lot of times when this stuff isn't working, switch to this. And so remember, what I'm talking about with these is whenever you're out there, you could switch back and forth between all of these and you will catch a fish. I guarantee it. I'm going to guarantee that one. Next fly, I just pulled it and I can't find it. There it is. All right, so this next fly, this is a soft hackle Hares Ear, and this is another phenomenal fly. You can see it's got a very large bead on it. It's got a nice little, kind of bright copper or bronze thread on it, and like I said, it's that soft hackle here, but it's a Hares Ear underneath. You can see what that looks like. So this looks like an emerging pupa, and it does really good. These are really good whenever you're fishing water. When you got something like this on, you want to let it swing. You want to let it go all the way down, and just when you think, okay, I'm going to lift up and cast it back upstream, you just let it swing just a little bit. And what this will do, this will rise in that water column, and more often than not, you're going to get a strike right there. So these are another one of my go-to, that soft hackle Hares Ear. And so in the fall, when the water is cooling, I will usually throw something like this because the fish are starting to slow down. That water is getting down 40 degrees or just a little bit lower, and you've got to swing this right in front of their face, and it's got to be worth it for them to go get it. So they're looking to fatten up for the winter, and I'm looking to pull one in and land it in a net. So this is another phenomenal fly. All right, you heard me mention it earlier. This is a Frenchie, right? So I told you it's like that Protagon that we have here. Oh, dropped it. Where'd it go? You can see the Frenchie here. It's just a little bit different type jig-headed fly here. Let's see. Actually, these are the same hook, I think. Yeah, they're very similar. But this one's all nice and smooth and pretty, and this one's just got a little bit of furry. It's got a little bit of, you know, some... what was that, a pheasant tail a little bit right there, you know, sticking out on the back end. And these are great. These are great. I usually fish these by themselves, not necessarily a dry dropper, although you can do a dry dropper with them. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just I like to fish these in different seams of the river just a little bit differently, so I like to fish them by themselves. I like to pull them across the water. I like to pull them up the water column and all that different stuff. And I like to actually jig these a little bit, so make them go up and down. I don't know if you can tell those effects on this camera, but you get the point, right? Watch my other fishing videos, watch me fish these things. So this one here is a Frenchie. This one here is tied at my local fly shop as well. So this is a Bueller Brothers fly, and they do a really good job, and they're extremely durable. So can't go wrong with that. So what are we on right now? We're on 1, 2, 3. These two are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, what am I gonna finish it out with, right? What am I gonna finish it out with? All right, I gotta finish it out with this. Right, a rubber legs, past rubber legs, just a rubber legs. I mean, look at this. This is just a mop fly with little rubber legs sticking off of it. Now I know it's very close to this Stonefly here, but for some reason, like whenever I'm fishing the Truckee River and things like that, if I throw this, I'm more likely to catch a fish than if I'm throwing something like this. I don't know why. It could be the altitude. It could be the actual hatches of things that are happening there. I'm not from there. This is just what I experienced. So I've got these in multiple colors. I've got them in greens. I've got them in these little orange brown colors, these black colors. Either way, you throw these out there. Maybe they look like caterpillars. I don't know, but the fish love them. They absolutely love them, especially when that spring runoff's coming and you're there and you're just trying to get in that pocket water. These are the things that they're going after. All right, we're at number 9. What do you want for number 10? You want that San Juan, right? You want that guy right there? You want a San Juan worm? What do you want? You want a pheasant tail? You want some scuds? We got some more. We got tons of Hares Ears. You want more of those? The Copper Johns, Prince Nymphs. What are we going to finish this off with? That's the real question. Oh, you know where we're going with this. Where did you think we were going with this? You see my fly boxes all the time. I open them up. You see all this marabou in here. You know where I'm going with it, right? This is probably the most fish fly in the world. I can't pass it up. And I'm sorry if that makes me just like all the other guys, but come on. Woolly bugger, you can't go without a woolly bugger. You just can't. And the thing is, they come in so many different colors, and if you're fishing a spring runoff anywhere and the water's just, you're missing out on that water clarity, or you're fishing some type of egg hatch, some type of fish hatch, this is where it's at. Now the thing is when you're fishing for trout, and that's kind of what all this is geared towards, you can pick up any kind of panfish with this. If there's bluegill, smallmouth, largemouth and things around, they're gonna go right after this. And you can see this guy, he's been fished quite a bit. Look at him here. Yeah, you can tell he's all crimped and everything. He's ready to go. So these are great. This is what I'm going to be throwing this spring on the Kern River when I'm fishing that spring runoff. These are awesome. This is what I fish for stocked trout. I'm sorry, I chase the stockies sometimes, right? Gotta eat, man's gotta eat. But they love these things, and you know, you might get it. I don't know what it mimics to them. Maybe it mimics a little shiner, a baby fish, or something like that. Depending on the sun depth and the water clarity and all that other stuff in the water, it might actually change colors and look a little bit different, right? Maybe it looks like a shrimp moving through. I don't know. But they love these things. They're absolutely all over them. And like I said, this is the most fished fly in the world. Your grandfather, great-grandfather, if they fly fish, they all caught fish on these woolly buggers. And, you know, there they are. There's your 10. Now, if you found that useful, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe. Go ahead, check out some of my other videos that I have posted. You go to my channel page, you can see I've got everything organized, fishing videos, mountain biking videos. I got a mountain bike up on the wall somewhere, right? Car videos. I'm a car guy from way back, so I got to throw those in there every once in a while. But make sure you check it out, right? Make sure you hit that notification bell so you stay up to date on everything, and check me out on Instagram at Rode and Reel. Give me a follow, give me a like on my latest posts, and as always, I will catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.